going to share with you today this Holocaust grouping that recently came in. Holocaust groupings are very rare. They're in a few museums, and sometimes you'll see something like this, like a concentration camp uniform on the market. A lot of them are fake, but this was recently sourced from the family of this person, and I have never seen one quite like this where it had so much with it, like a fairly complete grouping. So this woman's name was Vlasta Faberova, and she was Czech. She was born in 1918, and in 1942 she was arrested by the Nazis, and she was put into Ravensbruck concentration camp, which was a concentration camp for women. One of the really interesting parts of this is the triangle over here is the color pink. And I've seen a few of these uniforms out there, and they're almost always a red triangle for a political prisoner. The pink triangle means that she was a homosexual, in this case a lesbian, and that's what she was in Ravensbruck for. So this grouping consists of her concentration camp uniforms, some doctor's forms, a few letters. One was written to her, some were written by her, and some of her various IDs over the years. And after she survived the concentration camp, and when she got out, she became a stage actor and later a film actor. And so we have some of her acting photos here, and a picture of her as a little girl and as a teenager. And it's one of those really moving groups, that just, you start looking at this stuff and looking at these photographs of her and wonder what she was going through at that time. And it's one of those real poignant artifacts. And in the new museum, we are going to do a whole exhibit on the Holocaust. I think if you're going to do a World War II, a proper World War II exhibit, including the Holocaust, is necessary and proper.
As Eric already mentioned, this is an expansive grouping that is really unique because it gives us more of a personal connection to the concentration camp outfit and a more connection to who Vlasta was. So here, I'm assuming that we are looking at a photo of her parents. What happened to them or where they were during this whole ordeal is unknown to us. Here's another photo here with a group of what appears to be school children. Okay, and then we also mentioned that Vlasta was an actress. So there are a lot of these studio photos. Here you can see her with what I'm assuming are some friends. And then here she is right here participating in a play. And again, here is what we are assuming is a photo of her as a little girl. But in addition to that, there are all of these other things. And by the way, I do need to mention that we do think that the photos of her as a stage actress are post-war. But take a look at this. These are a few letters that she received and sent while she was in Ravensbruck. So this one here was sent on the 21st of May, 1943. We haven't had these professionally translated yet because this is a fairly new grouping that has come to the museum. Just a quick rough translation using Google Translate. The individual who is writing her is describing a wedding that she was a part of, and she's describing her dress and things like that. And then here is one from December of 1943, December 19th to be specific. And this is a letter from Vlasta to someone else. And the writing is in cursive, so using Google Translate, I was unable to have any success seeing what she was writing about. But we can see here that we can get some details about where she was while in Ravensbruck. Okay, so she was in Block 8. So really just an incredibly historically important grouping that tells us a lot about the woman who wore this uniform.
So this is an Ausweis or ID of a woman that worked for the SS in the Ravensbrück concentration camp, and her name was Fräulein Maria Graf, or Graf. And we got this to go along with this exhibit fairly recently. And I look at her photo, and I look at the photo of the inmate at the concentration camp, and I think, how different were their lives between 1942 and 1945? It's a very interesting comparison or contrast, and we know that Vlasta Faberova survived the war and went on to have a life after World War II and became an actress. But we don't know what happened to Fräulein Maria Graf. Did she get killed by the Russians, or did she get arrested and imprisoned for working for the SS? We don't know. We also don't know really what she did at the concentration camp. It's whether she was a secretary or a camp guard or something is unclear. But it's just interesting to see their two photos side by side and think about the differences in their lives.